Hello there, here you are with Dan in Essex, UK, and the main purpose of my channel is to show people how to grow their own fruit and vegetables, no matter what size garden, allotment or growing space they do indeed have. Today I'm going to be making a video talking about 5 reasons why I think it's important that people grow their own food. The first reason I would give would be for food security. So we've had a little taster recently, and let's hope that's all it is, regarding food shortages and food security. Panic buying, for example. Many of you saw what happened, people going to the supermarket, stripping the shelves, things like that, and we need to now not take things for granted with regards to food availability. And if we can, everyone who can grow at least 5% of their own food. Some people a bit more, some people a bit less. Do what you can. But I think if everybody who could grew 5%, then that would make a big difference to the system and the pressure on it. The second reason will be for appreciation for one another. So if you think about getting that piece of broccoli, that cabbage from the field to your plate, think about what goes into that. You know, picking it in the middle of winter, whether you're working on a machine that picks it or whether you're actually physically picking it yourself, whether a worker is physically picking it in the field, you know, when there's frost there, maybe snow, hands are cold, can't feel the end of one's fingers. You know, if you're doing that in your own garden, then one will gain a new appreciation for these people who are working so hard to provide us food. People that are working in the checkouts in the supermarkets, working long hours, hard work. You know, at the moment, these people, they're doing such amazing things for us all. And sometimes they're not getting the gratitude they deserve, in my opinion. So I think if we realise what goes into food growing, it will help us to be more understanding and ultimately appreciate each other much more, which I think is very, very important, because at the end of the day, regardless of status or whatever, we all need food. The third reason will be for physical and mental well-being. So with regards to gardening, you know, the physical exercise one gets, being out there in the fresh air with the birds singing, whatever, you know, being at one and working with a growing medium that is going to bring you some lovely produce in the future. Just think about how lovely that is. And with regards to certain therapies now, they are using gardening for this, and I think gardening, you know, has so many benefits, you know, for one's physical strength, endurance, fitness, health, and also for mental benefits as well. So isn't that really, really lovely? Another reason will be for the environment. So if one is growing some lovely flowers, the bees will appreciate this. If one is growing cherries outside, I'm sure that if you don't cover them up, the birds will appreciate this. You know, really think of it as getting wildlife into your garden. Think of it that the effort that you're putting in, that so many things other than yourself are going to really, really love that. You know, the compost that you build, the worms that are getting in there working on it, and you know, the tree that you set, the bird that builds a nest in it in a few years. Just think of how lovely that indeed is. And the fifth reason I would give will be for education for yourself and for following generations. Now, think how incredibly important this is. So, with regards to growing a potato, a runner bean, a carrot, a grapevine, whatever, so many people nowadays really wouldn't have a clue where to start with a subject such as this, and I don't blame them. I think that it's a systematic failure, really, because, you know, some people, as I stated before, just take things for granted, that the food is there in the shop, in you go and get it, pick it up, pay for it, done. But there's obviously a lot more to it than that, and I think as time goes by, we're going to have to get a lot more in tune with how these things are done, because we may not be able to take everything as just being there for us, as many of us have done over the last few years. So education, whether it's from a book, whether you sit down and watch Gardener's World, something like that, whether you're on YouTube or talking to people. And I just think it's really, really expanding for one's own being and for everyone all together to realise that we can all learn about this. So anyway, there you go. That's 5 reasons why I think people should grow their own food. Of course, there's many more, but if you would like to post your own reason, post it down below. And as always, you can check me out on Dan_Home Gardens on Instagram if you're interested. And please feel free to like, share, and subscribe. See you next time.